Good morning, good morning, good morning. There's our flag. We're off. So it is January 24th, 2024. It is a Wednesday morning. The New Hampshire primary was last night. Very interesting primary. Trump came out on top. It's really interesting to see that the Democrats are so concerned about what's going on that it's not even a Republican versus Democrat election this year. It's a Republican against Republican election. And so I think that is very interesting. It will be interesting to see how this all plays out in the next 8 months. So I've been thinking a lot about the bridge between the real world and the virtual world. So I believe we all exist simultaneously in the real world, which is where I am. I'm taking Penny on a walk out here in Meridian, Idaho. And I have these glasses on that are recording the podcast today, which document this moment in time in the real world, and then I take the glasses and this moment of time that's been documented and I upload it to the virtual world. And so now this individual personal conversation I'm having with myself, millions of people can tune into. Millions of people can watch. Anyone in the world can do this. There's nothing unique or special about me. There's nothing unique about my idea or what I'm doing. Nothing new. It's just put together in a new way. And that's because I believe we exist in these two worlds. And so after my walk, I'll upload this video to Rosie, my virtual assistant, who currently she is the #1 driver of Virtual Justin. So I create this content, I upload it for processing, and Rosie processes it out through all the different social platforms. So every morning when I'm doing my podcast, when I'm updating people on my strategy and my plan and what I'm going to do with the rest of my time on Earth, then I go to work and I focus on Kitech. At the exact same time, this gets uploaded, processed, and shared through all the social platforms. And the goal is to duplicate myself. The real world Justin, his 9 to 5 is at Kitech Automation. Virtual Justin, virtual world Justin, has no 9 to 5. He is owned by America's holding company and creates this content to show people where America's holding company is going. What is the journey we're on? What is the destination? And what is our strategy to get there? And it's all built on this idea that a business is nothing more than a box designed to collect and monetize time. Your business exists because someone is paying you to solve a problem for them. And that is it. That is the only reason. If someone did not have a problem, they would not buy from you, and your business would not exist. And so America's holding company, the problem we're trying to solve, you already pay for solving it. It's called Social Security, SUTA and FICA. It is a tax. The government is forcing you to pay because the government doesn't know how to divide the pie and take care of our employees as they should, because success is not determined in weeks, months, or hours. Success is determined in decades. And the most important thing for us as a country, as a nation to do to be successful is to figure out, how do we take care of the people on the front line who make our society function? The people like the teachers, the doctors, the nurses, the police officers, the firefighters, the construction workers, the road workers, the plumbers, the electricians. All these people are the reason society functions. Yet those roles are typically vastly underpaid because they are extremely difficult to create leverage in. See, by this podcast, I am able to leverage a walk around my house, walk around the neighborhood. I'm able to leverage that into content to reach people, millions of people. I mean, right now it's tens of people, but eventually it may be millions. But I create this content and I put it out there, and that creates leverage. So I am getting my message in front of more people with the same amount of work. You cannot create leverage when you're building a road. You can't create leverage as a doctor when you have 1 hour to invest in one patient. And so the only way to create leverage for those type of individuals is to reduce the amount of time they spend with the patient and fit in more patients, which is why hospitals are so focused on moving doctors from rooms to rooms, because the faster they move them, the more patients they see, the more revenue they can collect. I mean, from a business standpoint, that all makes sense. But from a societal, hey, we're here to take care of our people. We're here to keep them as healthy as we possibly can, because a healthy, happy population is good for everyone. And I don't believe anybody wants to retire. I don't think anybody wants to sit around and do nothing. I think people want to add value to the world in their own way, however they like to add value to the world. And so I think our entire system is set up wrong. It's set up to say, hey, you need to work really, really, really hard most of your life to really enjoy a little bit of your life. No, that's ass backwards. We need to set it up to say, you need to work hard throughout your life, or not even hard. You need to work throughout your life, adding value to the world, while enjoying the heck out of your life. Life is an adventure, and it's not supposed to be easy. And people think, oh, you want to be an influencer, you want to do nothing. Being an influencer, I believe, is one of the hardest things you can do, because you are literally putting yourself out there for everyone to judge, everyone to criticize, everyone to mock, everyone to take advantage of, to use. Like, being an influencer is not easy. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I would imagine, based on my knowledge of business and what I've experienced as a business owner, I would imagine being an influencer is like being a business owner with an incredibly personal attachment to it, which is interesting to think about. But when you have a personal brand, or when you are an influencer, you can use that influence to create the world you want to live in. And that's what Elon Musk is doing. I'm a huge Elon Musk fan. Doesn't mean I want to work with him or directly for him. But he is literally taking his entire life and giving it to the people. He bought Twitter, X now, to provide free speech for all of us, which is amazing. And that was his choice. And so I believe every business owner out there is a tax strategist. And every employee is part of their tax strategy. And so the business owner's job, I believe, is to collect as much money as they possibly can and share what they've collected with the assets and resources that help them collect it, help them produce the work. And that's why people get paid. And so the difference I believe we're making with America's holding company is we're saying, yes, all of this is true, but we're going to divide the pie at the top, the ownership of the asset, based on one thing and one thing only: the amount of time a company, an individual has been involved in the system. Because you cannot go back in time. And we're not talking time in hours, we're talking time in years. So every year becomes a multiple. Well, if your year is a multiple, you can't ever go back and say, oh, I heard about this idea 4 years ago. I should get 4x on my multiple. Yeah, I mean, you would if you had signed up and been a client for those 4 full years. But that's your choice. And it's everyone's choice. It's everyone's choice if they understand these concepts. It's their choice if they understand investing. It's their choice if they understand multiple languages or math or science. We can all learn. Information is everywhere. It is our choice. Do we want to take hold of it and use it? Do we want to use that information to create a future? It's our choice. And that's why I believe I work with free people who see what we're doing and say, yes, this is risky. Yes, this is my choice. And yes, I would want to be a part of that world if this worked. And that's one of the reasons why, as we're starting out, we start out at $27 a month. It's like a meal once a month. Would you want to be a part of a new team for a meal? Who knows? Who knows if people will? But the point is you can never go back in time. And so when it comes to tax strategy, you have to have a strategy for how you want to invest your time. And that's what, and then have a strategy for how you want to invest it, and then name it. So that's what I've done with America's Holding Company. I named it America's Holding Company. I didn't name it Justin Stevens Holding Company, which I believe would have been a lot easier for people to understand, because a name has meaning. And the meaning behind each name conveys a message just by hearing the name. And that's why I don't care if it takes me 40 years to explain and get this idea running. The time's going to pass anyway. I have to provide for my family anyway. Like, it's all going to happen regardless. You might as well have a plan for the world you want to create you want to live in and work towards that plan. As big or small as it is, it's your choice. So today I just want to leave you with this. Own that it's your choice. Own the fact that you control your own destiny. And own the fact that it's controlled over decades, not over weeks or months. So I want to encourage you, go out, set a plan, chase your dreams, and have fun while you're doing it. If anybody wants to join us, today is Wednesday. So I'm going to Giggy D's. It's a bar right down the road here in Meridian on Eagle and Overland. And I'm going to be going over the weekly update from last week and just hanging out talking. So reach out if you'd like to join us there. And with that said, have a great day, everybody. We will be in touch soon.